Okay, first of all, once again, we were real pleased to get the victory against a good Memphis team on Friday. We gave the guys off on Saturday. Our staff came in. We did a little extra work on Temple, a little extra work recruiting. Came back last night, had a good practice. Playing a Temple team on the road right now, where I think we're 0-3 on the road, we got to solve that one. They play very well at home, so that'll be a big factor. Offensively, you look at them; they take care of the ball. I mean, I think they're the best in our league at protecting the football. Defensively, they'll play some odd fronts and even front. I think they're one of the best in the country in pass defense. So we got a work cut out for us. I think the big thing for me is we got to cure this road stuff, and that's what we talked about with our players, and they understand that. We had a good day of practice yesterday. Today we're off, and tomorrow we'll get ready for practice. Questions?
Coach, obviously Mikey Keane's a young quarterback, true freshman. Been started the last 4 games. What do you like the most about what you see from him, and where do you think he needs to kind of make some improvement?
Yeah, his demeanor is what I like the most. Moment's not too big. He really handles himself well. He's learning as he goes. He's getting great experience, and I think for me the big thing around, we've got to be better around him. I mean, we made some mistakes on Friday night that really looked like it was probably his fault when it wasn't. We had some drops. We had some other things, protection. They rushed 3 one time and kind of got to us on a 3rd down and long. So we got to do a better job around him. But he's growing every time that he goes out there.
I feel like the Cincinnati game is kind of in a different category because they're a top 5 team. But you look at the other road losses. How what's different about playing on the road, and what do you think is challenging for the?
Other than that, we had two road losses that went down the end. And had a chance with the ball to win both of those. So we got to overcome that. We got to be better at the end of the game if it's a close game in those type of scenarios.
After the game, Big Cat, as one of the captains, said that they were going to use the Memphis game as kind of an uplift, kind of a positive step in the right direction. Is that something the coaching staff as well is carrying into the practice?
Yeah, I think so. We really tried to divide up. I think I said this last week. We've really tried to divide up the first half of the season, and then this last half of the season being 6 games, and we're off to being 1-0, and we have a little bit of momentum. We had a real quality win the way that we won. There's very few teams in college football that will actually get better in the second half, and that's our challenge. And we are getting a little bit healthier now, which is good, and it just feels like we're capable of finishing this thing strong.
This weekend, Temple gave up more than 400 yards rushing. You must like the opportunity that presents your team.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. You look at their previous games, and they didn't do that. And so we're expecting to get their best. They are a team that plays better at home. So we're going to have to do a good job.
Coach, you mentioned you're getting a little bit healthier. So Jalen Robinson, is he any closer to coming back? And Dylan Gabriel, I know it won't be right away, but is there a timeline on maybe when he could come back?
Yeah, Flash will practice tomorrow. He did last Tuesday too, and he just wasn't quite ready. So we're hoping that this week he has a chance. Like I said, that probably practice Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll make a decision on how he's doing. Obviously, Dylan's not going to play this week, but each day, he's doing a little bit more. And like I said, we're very hopeful that we'll get him back before the end of the season.
Coach, what about the play of your cornerbacks? They were fantastic this past weekend. What did you see from them?
Yeah, they really did. They did a good job. They're just getting more comfortable within our system. I think T. Will is doing a great job of mixing up man and zone, and just doing a good job. And overall, they're growing. And the thing about that group, they're young. They got experience last year, okay, and that really helped. And now they're no longer freshmen. They're starting to get confidence. And right now, they're playing well.
Coach, you talked about the 2 quarterback system after the game. Do you like how you got a road test for the system?
Yeah, right now, just with where we're at, Joey presents a completely different aspect than Mikey does, and we'll utilize Joey from time to from game to game with different whatever our plan is. I thought both of them did a very solid job last week. Joey put the game away with that last drive. I thought that was good, but that's our plan right now moving forward. you'll see both of them.
Coach, your defensive line group has been banged up this season, dealing with multiple injuries, but somebody who always seems to be near the ball is Josh Seliscar.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about his progression and what he brings to this team?
Yeah, Josh is, he's really done a good job. You know, in the spring, he was kind of one of our younger guys. You know, you didn't really think that much of him, and you just saw him grow, and it's so important to him. And I'm real proud of Josh because he's came a long way from the spring to where he is now. He's got confidence. He's playing with an edge. He's playing more physical. You know, he's capable of being a really good player, and he is one of those guys that kind of gets overlooked, but he's done a very, very good job for us this year.
Coach, in the last week you mentioned that explosive plays are going to be kind of a focus as you're building into that second half. You got creative with getting Ryan O'Keefe on the ground, getting the big runs. Going into this practice, what can you share about what you're doing to kind of make those explosive plays happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's really the key to us. When we have explosive plays, we score touchdowns. And, you know, each week we're just trying to, you know, figure out ways to get more and more explosive. You know, we've got to push the ball downfield a little bit more than we've done it. And, you know, that's really key to our success. We've done a good job of scoring touchdowns in the red zone. I know we kicked a field goal last week, and then of course we kicked a field goal right before the half on that one. You know, but for the most part, you know, we've scored touchdowns when we've been down there.
Gus, Memphis muffed a punt. Alex Ward, the long snapper, jumped on it. How exciting was that for him? And special teams, you know, continuing to get better, I guess.
Yeah, our special teams, you know, we're starting to settle in our personnel, I think, and you know, we played, you know, all around one of our best games in special teams, and that was very encouraging. We protected the kicker. You know, we caught punts better. Johnny had a pretty good kickoff return, and that was a huge play in the game you just brought up, you know, that Alex was down there. We had a lot of guys around him, and he chose to, you know, to pick up the ball and kind of fumbled it, and then we scored right after that, and that was a big factor in the game.
Coach, you said on Saturday, spent some time recruiting. I know there was some big recruiting news over the weekend. I know you can't refer to specific names, but just generally, how is recruiting going as you continue to build things for the future?
Yeah, recruiting's going really, really good. And it's really even through the ups and downs this season. You know, recruits know that they know what's going to happen here in the future. They know that, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, great response. You know, we're going to keep the momentum going. I feel very confident. You know, as far as this class goes.
How does Isaiah Bowser change the way you run your offense?
Well, I mean, he's a downhill threat, and you know, he's a physical presence too in the defense. You know, he's hard to tackle. He protects the football. He opens things up for other people too. So when he's, you know, out there, our dynamics of our offense completely changes.
Gus, I noticed Squadron Jones is warming up with the wide receivers against Memphis. Has he made a position change?
Yeah, we're playing him as some wide receiver, trying to get some depth there. We've had those injuries, you know, Deontay Marks and a couple other guys, and so he's playing some receiver, and he's been doing that for about 3 weeks, and he's really caught on well. Obviously, as a quarterback, he understands things, and you know, he's making that transition, you know, pretty easy.
Coach, you guys had issues dealing with penalties on Friday. How do you plan? I think it was over 100 yards. How do you plan on correcting this moving forward?
Yeah, you know, that was pretty uncharacteristic, you know, overall. You know, and really it was more of a discipline issue in some of them. You know, the celebration, 15, we had a blatant block in the back after interception. You know, we had the ball on the 30-yard line, then we get on our 30-yard line, and then we had a couple, you know, defensive holdings as far as our secondary. We had one corner that pushed the guy out, you know, twice. But those are all correctable. We made it crystal clear on the expectations, and you know, if it's a close game, penalties like that can make a difference in a game. So we've been very transparent up front with our guys on our expectations. I really expect that to be, you know, solved, and next time we'll do a better job in that situation. You know, they were very excited. There were very exciting plays that those happened on, and it's easy to get caught up, but you know, we got to control our composure a little bit better.
Coach, you mentioned Temple having one of the better pass defenses in the country. Is it important for you to be able to lean on a guy like Isaiah to kind of help Mikey out and whatnot?
Yeah, there's no doubt. When Isaiah's there, it helps Mikey a little more of a common effect, you know, and just he knows exactly what to do. You don't have to tell him where to line up and all that. Some young running backs, you know, you've got to make sure everything's right. So that definitely helps, you know, and with a guy like him, it opens up your passing game too.
Coach, in the last game, you guys, the defense had finally got to the quarterback, got a couple sacks, got several takeaways. What did you like about the defense from last game?
Yeah, our defense was playing with confidence. You know, they were able to pin their ears back. You know, we got up on them and they were stopping the run. And when we stopped the run, we're a really good defense. We did that, and put them in throwing situations, and they just pinned their ears back. And it was a lot of fun to watch. You know, they've done a really good job of rotating guys. We're playing a lot of guys up front, trying to keep them fresh, and that was really good to see.
Was this maybe Big Cat's best game here at UCF? I think I know he had 2 sacks, but he had like 11 pressures.
Yeah, Big Cat played really well. It was really good to see, and I think he has a game that he can build upon. And, you know, he's been really close. You know, he missed a couple sacks he'd like to have back, you know, early on, but there's nothing like, from a defensive line standpoint, actually getting there and finishing it, and then just gives you confidence for the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.